The curiosity of Richard Feynman was a force of nature. He believed that if you couldn't explain something simply, you didn't truly understand it. Today, inspired by that very spark, we are here to dismantle one of the most stubborn mysteries in all of physics. Have you ever sat back and really thought about why you remember what you had for breakfast yesterday, but you don't have the slightest clue what you'll be eating for dinner a week from now? It sounds like a silly question, doesn't it? Of course, we remember the past. But if you look at the fundamental laws of physics, the deep underlying rules that run this whole show, there's a massive, glaring problem. You see, in the world of Newton, Maxwell, and even Einstein, the equations are what we call time-symmetric. If you take the math that describes a planet orbiting a star and you replace the time variable t with minus t, the math still works perfectly. It's like a movie that looks exactly the same whether you play it forwards or backwards. If you saw a film of a single atom bouncing around in a box, you couldn't tell if the film was running the right way or in reverse. The physics doesn't care about the before or the after. So, why does our world care so much? Why is it that when we look at the big picture, the macro world we live in, time seems to be a one-way street? Why does a broken glass never leap back onto the table? Now look, before we dive deeper into this chaos, I want to invite you into something special. If you are a seeker of truth, someone who looks at the night sky and asks why, then you found your home. We are a small tribe of physics lovers here, trying to carry that legendary Feynman spark to a brand new generation. We're not just making videos, we're keeping a flame of wonder alive. If you want to be part of this journey, hit that subscribe button and join us. Let's explore these mysteries together. It's not just a coincidence. There is a rule at play here that dictates the direction of everything in the universe. We call it the arrow of time, and to understand it, we have to look at a beautiful, slightly chaotic concept called entropy. Imagine you have a deck of cards meticulously arranged by suit and number. It's perfectly ordered. Now you throw that deck into the air and let them fall. What are the chances they land in that same perfect order? Practically zero. Why? Not because the universe hates order, but simply because there is only one way to have a perfect deck. But there are trillions upon trillions of ways for those cards to be a total mess. Now think about a single drop of thick, dark ink falling into a glass of clear water. At the very first second, you have order. The ink is here, and the water is there. They are separate. But those water molecules are constantly jiggling around, bumping into the ink. They don't have a plan. They're just moving. And as they bump, they push the ink particles into new spaces. Slowly, you see these gorgeous, chaotic fractal patterns swirling around. Eventually, the whole glass turns a dull, uniform gray. Now those molecules are still bumping into each other just as fast as before. The physics of the collisions hasn't changed. But you will never, in a billion years, see that gray water spontaneously separate back into a clear glass and a single drop of ink. Never. That, in a nutshell, is the second law of thermodynamics. It says that in any closed system, the total amount of disorder, the entropy, will always increase. It's the universe's way of saying that things naturally tend to get messy. And this explains why you grow old, why stars burn out, and why we can't go back to yesterday. When we see a match burn, the chemical energy is released, the wood turns to ash, and the smoke dissipates into the vast atmosphere. The order of the matchstick has been traded for the chaos of heat and scattered gas. This is the arrow of time in action. We remember the past because the past was a state of lower entropy. It was more neat and ordered. We can't remember the future because the future is a state of higher entropy. It's the messy room we haven't walked into yet. But here's the scary part. If entropy is always increasing, Where does it end? If you follow that arrow all the way to its destination, you reach a point where everything, the stars, the galaxies, even the atoms themselves, will be perfectly mixed. The stars will run out of fuel. The temperature will become uniform everywhere. We call this the heat death of the universe. It's a state of maximum entropy, where no more energy can flow and no more life can exist. It sounds a bit grim, doesn't it? A long, cold, silent ending. But think about what that means for us, right here, right now. The only reason we can breathe, think, and feel is because the universe is still in the middle of that transition. We are living in a very special, very brief window of cosmic history. We are the swirls in the ink drop before the water turns gray. We are part of the dance where order is still struggling against the inevitable march of chaos. That's what makes every spark of curiosity so uniquely precious. We are the universe's way of witnessing its own magnificent unfolding before the lights eventually go out. The universe is stranger than you think, but it's a whole lot more beautiful too. It's a giant puzzle that we're just beginning to solve. If you loved this deep dive, please share this video with another curious mind. We're building a home here for everyone who refuses to stop wondering. This is Physics is Not What You Think. Stay curious, my friends. I'll see you in the next mystery.